Well, hello, and welcome into this contract roulette match between Georgikens and Agent Snail. I'm your host, Gunther, and I'm joined by Bookie. How you doing today, Bookie?
I'm doing great, Gunther. Thank you, thank you. I can't wait to get this match started. We have Georgikens and Snail on Berlin and Paris today. And would you like to explain to the guys what the rules are here?
Yeah, so basically they're going to be given an ID. I think that it's just been sent. It looks like Snail is starting to enter in some numbers. They'll have 3 minutes to kind of go in, get a feel for where their targets are, how they might isolate them, all that stuff. And then they will be sent a roulette spin. So random disguise and kill condition for each of the targets. And they will then have 30 minutes to try and accomplish that within the bounds of the contract, get out Silent Assassin, and the first one to do it is the winner.
Awesome, perfect. And they have 2 targets on both of these maps, so we'll see once they get these contract IDs entered which these 2 targets are, and then let them practice for. I think they get a 3-minute practice, correct?
Yep, 3 minute practice, just trying to find where the targets are and suss them all out. And yeah, it's worth pointing out our first map is Berlin, and this one was picked by Georgikens. Our second map will be Paris, and that is picked by Snail.
And for me personally, I can't wait to see this because these are my 2 favorite maps of the entire trilogy. So I am very hyped to see this. And looks like Georgikens is already loading up. He's got what is it, Rainer von Essen, the biker, and Mishu, the dealer. So those will be 2 good ones. Oh, wow. Okay. So this guy right here. So I think honestly, easiest one, if you even wanted to, you could go for this biker. You could go around the side and hit the switch there.
Yeah, that's true. And it's I mean, it's looking like this one might be this is a fantastic way to start, because you've got the biker right next to the biker disguise, and so if that does come up in the spin, you know that's going to be pretty good. But also, I really like what Georgikens is doing coming out here by this window. Like, this is a good way to get him alone. I can totally see this being a very, very quick isolation, and it depends on what the kill is, because if it's a live kill, then obviously they'll have to deal with that as well.
Exactly, and then the disguise as well, and then once they go for dealer, I mean, dealer ISO is pretty easy, but again, depending on what the kill condition and that disguise is going to be tricky.
And we'll get our conditions here very shortly, and then we will reveal the conditions for the chat. So then everybody's going to be able to see it on the overlay down there at the bottom of your screen, along with the timer.
And again, 30-minute timer for these. And it looks like, they're both just practicing this ISO because...
I mean, they have to know how to do the dealer at this point.
So exactly. It comes up and spins enough. It comes up in, as a disguise or a kill condition. So I feel like that's kind of a given there. So this is where you really have to put the practice in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like both of these players are going to have significant amounts of isolations for the dealer. We've seen a couple of new ones where he's dragged around, and especially if it's like a drive-by or a legal kill that you can do, something where the body can be found, you can get out of there real quick. So Georgikens having some trouble there with Montgomery. He was heading down the stairs, got too close, and he called it in.
But yeah, that's going to be, and like you said, starting biker is going to be a good way, because if you do need to get over here, you can get around anywhere with the biker disguise in this club and pretty much be undisturbed.
Well, we have our conditions have been revealed. And we have Rainier von Essen with an explosive accident, while disguised as Rolf Hirschmuller, and we have Mishu with injected poison, while disguised as the Florida Man. So
yeah, this is a tricky one, because honestly, I think I would start as Snail, starting exactly where I would start, that bartender disguise, because you can isolate Florida Man immediately right here. With a secret shot.
Yeah, exactly. I saw GK Punk do that in the Providence Invitational as well, and he had an insanely fast roulette time for something that involved the Florida man and a bartender disguise. So definitely the viable strat here. And both
And this looks,
players.
honestly, it could go pretty quick because getting Florida Man disguise, going downstairs, talking to dealer, injecting him, and like you said, that's one where you can leave him as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's a legal one, so that'll be nice. I mean, and Georgikens is starting in the biker side. I
Oh
mean,
wow, okay.
so this is obviously the more familiar that he's got with this, just from the previous 3 minutes of
Yeah.
practice.
And it looks like he can. He might be even just setting up the remote explosive on him when he goes and gets that Hirschmiller disguise eventually.
That's true. I mean, that is one of the advantages of starting on this side of the map. But it's nice to see that both players are opting to start on separate areas of the map. What I do like about Snail's approach here is that biker is not going to move. He's not going to like roam around the map, and so you always know that you're going to get to that target no problem.
Yep, exactly. That's a very good point. As Florida Man, depending on where you're at in the cycle, he could be anywhere.
Exactly.
And he could be a pain to get at times. And this is just you know where he's at, you start right here, and you just get this disguise.
And it's such a consistent disguise grab if you go for the seeker shot real early here. I'm curious to see what he's gonna do for the dealer here, because he can potentially get him even earlier in that room. He's got multiple ways that he can do it. He can lure him around the back of here, get him injected there. He could also, which that looks like what he's gonna do, but he could also take the seeker shot, get him when he goes into that bathroom. Or in that little closet that's not too far, and stick them there. Or you can actually just lure them, like, hey, I'm 47 and I want to buy some drugs, and just follow them until you can stick them.
And he went with the seeker shot that you mentioned just before that, so that's a perfect. See, I would have done the safe strat, and I would have probably talked to him to try and get him to. He almost got a and try and just isolate him in that corner over there.
I'm wondering, did he eat it, or where is he? Because I don't know if he's sick.
It looks like he is, but he's just doing he's not doing the animation, maybe.
Maybe? I don't know. It looked like he was
going
going to
talk to the... he looked like he ate it.
Yeah, there okay, now, the second one works. I mean, that's not the end of the world. Obviously, you now don't have 2 of your secret darts, but you don't necessarily need it for the second half.
Yeah, exactly. For that other kill on Raynor, you should be pretty good. Because, I mean, we saw exactly what Georgikens just did. It was just a couple of crowbars and a couple of distractions, and he was there.
Yeah. All right, so both players about at the 2:15 mark, but Snail with a kill down, Georgikens with a kill set up, and it's going to come down to how quickly Georgikens can get the Florida Man disguise, I think.
And where's Florida Man at this point in the route? Because I if I ever need to get Florida Man for any sort of spin, I do exactly what Snail did. I just start that way because I'm not sure where he's at in this route.
No, that's the thing. I have no idea. And, better Berlin players obviously have a better sense of his timing, but he's just that type of person.
Okay, so he's going to they're both heading to get the Hirschmiller disguise. That is very cool.
Yeah, I'm wondering, with Snail, I think he might have grabbed himself a breacher. He might try to go for a drive-by here.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, see, Snail's taking an approach to. Oh no, I've never seen that happen before. I thought that he did the toss far enough.
There he goes. Okay.
Yeah, he's got time. He doesn't realize how much, but that he's trying to get it like one thing right after the other.
Yep. Yeah, and you never know where your opponent is too, because I mean, 3 minutes into the spin, you could be thinking, hey, Georgikens could be, almost on his way out.
That's very true.
And these are 2 very, very good players, too.
Absolutely. 2 very, very good contract players as well.
Yep.
Snail's going to just opt to use the trank dart. And might as well if you've got it. That's going to be Rolf down. He can get found, no problem. And now he's just got to get himself over to the biker. Georgikens still looking to locate Florida Man. Not quite sure how he's going to go about the isolation there. Let's see, what did he grab there? Oh, okay, there's his lethal injection. setting up an emetic suitcase. That's actually pretty solid to get Florida Man, because then you can just kind of get him wherever he is in his route.
Yep. That is perfect. Yep, just taking it.
Oh, and excellent. He's right here at the bottom of the stairs as well, which is...
That worked out fantastic.
That timing is fantastic, yeah. So that'll really help in terms of this.
And let's see, where does he end up? Does he end up back
Does he
there
go
where
back
he just
where the
came
dealer
from?
is? I think so. I think he goes to where when you get him by the stairs over here, I think he goes to where you take him as the dealer. So that'll you've got a nice box right here. This is a nice safe place to get the knockout. I mean, that's pretty solid.
That is very, very good. So now, I mean, honestly, with that kill that he has set up, it looks like it's really neck and neck right now.
It's very close. I still favor Snail here. He's already got what he needs. He's going to be allowed in the biker area as well with this propane flask. I'm pretty sure he was hovering over that breacher in the planning phase, but I haven't quite seen it in his inventory yet, so I'm not 100% sure. But I don't know. I feel like he's got this in the bag, especially given that he'll be right next to the motorcycle exit if he so chooses to grab the quick biker disguise change.
And what honestly would have been really nice here, depending on if he still has an extra shot, if he brought a calmer with him, is that seeker shot that the dealer ate. Because he could have just got this guy to go immediately to the bathroom and left the explosive right there and just blew him up when he went in.
Absolutely, and I wonder if that was the thought process. Just seeing him now, he is actually hovering over that seeker, but it doesn't have any darts left, so he's gonna have to figure out a way to get him over here.
Yep, there you go. Yep, exactly.
And the really downside of this is one of the mission targets is actually in that room too, so you have one more person who's in the way.
And Georgikens has red guns. Did he?
That's from the target that he's knocked out.
Okay.
So he's had those since he did the initial setup. He should be good once he pulls the explosive.
Those are there.
Okay, so Snail has he's done a lure. He was trying to clear out some of the room. I'm not exactly sure who he was trying to move, but somebody came to investigate the audio distraction. He's got a target. His target is actually carrying one of the guns.
And if he goes to drop that off, I think he might have a good chance to... Yep. That's where you got to go, Snail. Oh, that's second guard as well. No.
Yeah, he's going to do it, though. He pulls it off. I mean, that was so risky, but that was so well done. Now he's just got to find himself an exit. I was so concerned when he tossed that propane flask that he was going to spin somebody around.
Play.
Let's see what he does here, because it looks like he's going for the delivery truck keys. Oh, and Georgikens going to get spotted by the camera there. He's going to need to take care of that before he's out.
Snail needs to be careful here. I think, honestly, Snail, if he would have switched into... Yeah. Because if he would have switched to the free biker disguise in there next to the bathroom, or in that little area, and then just went and got the keys and got out of the way on the bike, I think it would have saved him a little bit of time. But there he is. He's out.
And I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I know that targets on the map won't necessarily pick up guns that they find, and so I think that it was a thing where he dropped 2 guns for the other 2 guys, the target and whoever else was there, had the other guy come out. I don't know if that was the plan, but I mean, it worked out pretty well. Still a risky shot, taking a loud pistol shot at a flying explosive.
Snail, I am not surprised if that was his thought process. That was very, very good.
Yeah, excellent. So that is going to be the first point over to Snail.
Oh, Georgikens is coming back. Okay, so Georgikens didn't do unless he knows that it's already over, but...
He knows that it's over. He said in chat he's going to finish just for fun. All right, well, coming up next, we do have Paris.
And that Snail is picking up the win on Georgikens' pick. That was Berlin. So now we're moving on to Snail's pick, so we'll see how that goes.
I watch Snail streams a lot, and something that I heard him say recently was he's fairly certain through all of his contract play that he has probably killed every single NPC on Paris at some point as part of a contract. So, that tells me he knows what he's doing when it comes to Paris.
Yep. Yeah, and he spends a lot of time on Paris. And it's one of his favorite maps too. He spends a lot of times just when I'm watching him playing it.
Yeah.
So he's very familiar. I mean, whatever outfits he's got to get, and it's not. I wouldn't say it's an easy map, but it's a very easy map to learn and to kind of get around and do some stuff. So it'll be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, and he's so good at Hitman in general, but specifically Paris is just one of those maps that every Hitman player probably has, the most experience with, just because Paris was the first one that kind of came out for the World Assassination Trilogy.
Exactly.
So, it's definitely not going to discount Georgikens, but when it comes to contracts, when it comes to Paris, I'm going to favor Snail here, especially because, he picked it against Georgikens for a reason. He's comfortable enough to be like, yeah, no, I can beat you on this map. So it'll be a fun one.
Yep, exactly. And I think Georgikens, I think, like you said, his Paris knowledge is probably just as good there. So just depending on who these two targets are going to end up being, that's going to be key. Because it could be, that you've played a contract or maybe even an escalation that had those targets before. So you might have a little bit of knowledge from playing those before.
Exactly. And we do have our IDs. They were just sent in the lobby. And so players are going to load in, check out their ISOs, all that good stuff, and then we'll bring the spin live when the conditions are revealed as well to the players. So once again, we have a 30-minute timer. I don't see either of these players not finishing a contract, you know what I mean? So the timer is kind of arbitrary, but it's nice to have.
Especially with the two targets that we have on this map, that I think they're both gonna know exactly what to do with both of them.
There's Haley and one of the security guards. So Haley is the lady at the laptop who runs the auction from that laptop, correct?
Correct. Yep. Yeah. And Orson is one of the 3 guards that's down by in between the barge where you can have the start from, and then the little hut where you can have a agency pickup at.
Oh, excellent.
So he's one of those 3 guys over there in that garden, in that little area.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what.
There we go.
I'm guessing we're going to see a seeker strat to bring him out, just because he is by some guards, and so it can be kind of weird with the enforcement there. But obviously, I trust these players to know a bit more about what it is that they're going to do. Georgikens practicing from the palace start here, which that'll be an interesting one to see how this isolation goes. But it also will depend on what the kill conditions are. Do you have a live condition? Do you have something that you can set up and do remotely? Is it going to be... I mean, this target is going to be an easier one to get to no matter what your disguise is, because he is so close to a place where you are legally allowed to be. So...
Yeah, and then I think Haley's going to be the tricky one here, because you're going to have to get up there, and depending on what the kill condition and the disguise is, it's going to be kind of tricky trying to isolate her, maybe. And if it's a loud explosive or loud kill, be it explosive or pistol or something, that would be a cool condition there.
That would be an absolutely awesome condition. I would love to see a loud weapon for something like that with the trespassing disguise, just to see how these players approach that, because obviously if you have like a loud explosive weapon or something like that, that's something you set up for an exit kill, and that just becomes your second kill, especially with how simply you can get this security guard here. We see Georgikens is just going for his standard audio lure, bringing everybody in.
Just one at a time until the target gets in here. Yep.
Snail is just practicing a quick route up to Haley as well. But yeah,
and as the clip just mentioned in the chat too, right now it's just 2 targets, and then once we get to the semifinals, they'll have 3 targets, and then for the finals, they'll have 4 different targets.
Yeah, that'll be exciting as it escalates.
That's gonna be 4 targets. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun one to watch and/or cast. That's gonna be wow.
And 4 targets in 30 minutes. We do have our spin condition has gone live. We have Haley Brennan with an electrocution as the Sheik, and then we have Orson with a silenced SMG as the tech crew. So the silenced SMG tech crew thing, I feel like is pretty good here. The electrocution is going to be a bit weird for Haley because I'm not sure where exactly she goes to get sick. So I don't know if it's going to be like a bathroom isolation or something like that.
I think if you get her sick, she might end up in Dahlia's bathroom. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's going to be the closest thing to her there.
I mean, that would be perfect, really.
Yeah, and then getting the Sheik, because I think getting the Sheik disguise will be the key there. But depending on these guys, they should know, especially starting here with Tech Crew. That's a nice, easy way to get over to the Sheik as well, I think.
Right, absolutely. And I think that Snail, again, has the right start here in mind because he's going to have that tech crew disguise if he chooses to do his silenced SMG kill early, but he's also going to be able to get up to Haley in a relatively timely manner and get her sick and maybe just have her set up to do it. It's a weird thing because the Sheik disguise will get you access to that top floor. That might be the better approach.
Yep, and look at the Georgikens starting in the suit.
And he started Palace Garden
again. It's it's very, very entertaining because it's not what you'd expect. Because honestly, I would have started Tech Crew just like Snail did again. But I mean, Georgikens apparently has something in mind because.
Yeah,
but he's still gonna have to come back down here to get this kill on this guy, even after he does this ISO.
Even after the setup, and I think he's focusing so heavily on this setup because he just wants it ready to go, and he will be right by an exit, and so I can understand that. But I think that Snail checking off the things that he needs to check off is much more beneficial to him.
Yep, and I know I that makes complete sense now that you mentioned that. Maybe have him set up, come down here with the tech crew, and then just exit helicopter.
Right, yeah, because Snail has left his tech crew disguise where he knocked out the Sheik now. So he's going to either have to backtrack to go back there or whatever. At some point, these players are going to have to backtrack. Ooh, I like this approach here by Georgikens. He's got he's sent one of the guards off, and then he's used his second audio lure to get his target in here, which is a nice way to speed things up.
Yeah, not having to wait for the one to come in, knock him out, get the other guy again.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, Eclipse, the Sheik, Sheik seems pretty safe in here. So we just got to see if.
Yeah, Sheik doesn't even get frisked. So, I mean, he's very, very safe here.
And this just for me, it has shades of reminding me of a certain escalation where you had to use an axe as the Sheik to get Haley.
Yeah, and could you... Is that the escalation where you couldn't vault or use agility moves, or am I thinking of...
That's the Cotty Paradigm one. Yep.
Yep. Because speaking of insane Hitman players.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, my way with that was, getting her to freak out and leave, and then getting her when she's going down the stairs. But that's, we're doing electrocution here, so that's a little different.
Yeah, definitely. My way was in tossing the battle axe upstairs as much as I could. So, to each his own. To each his own.
Knowing Snail, he probably just, shot it up here with a breacher.
Probably, yeah.
All right, so he got the shot off on her. I want to see where she ends up now. So
he knows that she comes here. He immediately ran here and he's just gonna have this set up.
And Sheik is safe anywhere up here too, even in the suite and the bathroom. So
yeah, he's got the puddle set up. I think he's waiting to watch in case. No, he's just gonna. I think he's just gonna leave. He's just gonna electrify the puddle.
Oh, he better.
Yep.
Better make sure he picks up that fire extinguisher because no, he didn't. He just dropped it, so it won't blow up and
exactly. He didn't toss it,
okay.
So he's good. He's got the kill. He's heading out and
checking it. There we go.
He's already got himself a tech crew disguise as well. This is looking incredibly good for him.
Yep. All that time he spent on Paris is paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. Georgikens does have the Sheik disguise as well, and he's making his way up to Haley. He's looks like he's got his Seeker smuggled into Dahlia's bathroom as well. But he is going to have to go retrieve that before he goes and gets Haley on the move. And you can see the little hesitation before he moved in there. He wasn't sure if he was allowed in there. Yep, and that just kind of that shows the disparity in Paris' experience here because there was no hesitation from Snail.
Yep, and right here as well. Yep. checking to get in there. He's checking all of them. Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah, George.
it's better to be safe than sorry. But like with this, like his timing.
Yeah.
Oh no, he gets the shot off excellent. So he's in a good spot. He'll have Haley moving. Let's see what he does. Snail opted to go for a live kill here, which definitely sped some things along. But we might see Georgikens actually knock out Haley and place her in a puddle, just to be doubly sure. But yeah, Snail is next to an exit. He's about to isolate his target if he doesn't have any issues doing this.
Yep. And you know what? I actually thinking about this, he should have set off the fireworks because that would have probably had that guy not
Not be
kind of had that guy
patrolling.
by himself. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Georgikens with the kill on Haley. He's gonna have to go. He's already got the isolation here, so if Snail has difficulty coming, like getting this isolation down.
Yep.
See, it's gonna depend on who all gets found. Oh no, there's two guards. The two outmost guards. Oh no, they were just too far from the Snail, and they weren't gonna be taken down by that.
Oh.
And he's gonna fully restart. This is now looking very strong for Georgikens because
and he just got his disguise as well.
he's got his disguise, he's got the isolation, and he is right next to an exit. It literally, he's got nothing in his way. He can take care of this, and he's going to be able to take Paris if he's able
And
to
no
pull it off.
trespassing once he gets over there either, because he's in this disguise. So yeah, this will be.
There's a kill, no question marks, nothing like that. Will he be? He might be trespassing once he steps on the lawn with the helicopter, but he is giving it a berth, so he shouldn't have to worry about that. Yeah, he's straight to it. He should be done.
Yep, should be good. No, no other distractions or sounds. Now just watch out for this. But looks like he's got it. Yep, that's a GG for him there. Nicely done, Georgie. Nice setup.
Yeah, so very well done. And you mentioned the fireworks, especially given Snail's start. If he had grabbed that, I'm thinking that we're looking at a different result here. But that is very, very well done, Georgikens.
And that, I have no problem with that because that takes us to a third map and a decider map.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so look, but that's very, very interesting because we have, both guys taking the map picks off of each other.
Yeah. Keeping it even. And I mean, and Georgikens was not that far behind Snail. Even if Snail had been able to get that isolation and then get out, Georgikens was only 30, 40 seconds behind. And so even though you and I both agreed that Snail had the more efficient approach when it came to the contract, Georgikens wasn't that far out of the realm of possibility either.
No, exactly. And Snail, just that Snail using the Snail just didn't pay off for him. I feel like the distractions that Georgikens did just seemed way safer than throwing down that Snail because like we just saw, he didn't get everybody down on that, and that cost him.
Yeah, and that's the weirdest thing because he placed it with the hopes that the other guard would be heading toward the target and they'd all be in that big group. And the Snail has a huge hitbox, but unfortunately both guards just stood just outside of it, and that cost him. That absolutely was the only thing because everything else was so smooth and so clean. And honestly, like, we were talking about timing. Georgikens' timing with Haley was pretty fantastic. It was very, 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 very smooth.
That was very good. So, Eclipse, what is the third map that we have now? Is it a randomly picked map?
It is a randomly picked map, and it's been revealed it is Berlin.
Oh, wow. Okay, back to Berlin. Perfect.
And we have, for the deciders, there is no 3-minute prep time. It is just, the players just go straight in. But the nice thing is, these players know who these targets are. They just killed them in their first map of Berlin. So they'll have to go straight in, and this is a decider, so I think that the timer itself is negligible, but we'll see.
Wow. So, we got dealer on dealer, huh?
Dealer on dealer. So at least it's not a live kill because that would be impossible. Well, not impossible, I guess, but very
Yeah, I
annoying
mean, you'd
because
have
you'd
to
have to
calm him,
trank and
get him
then
woke, yeah.
change, and then he'd have to go dress again, and then yeah.
So with this, honestly, I would. Where do you start with this? I mean, club security maybe, or not club, a biker, and then go and get a club security disguise and get that kill knocked out.
Maybe, I mean,
Yeah,
that's Georgikens' thought here. And it's because it is a silenced SMG. He is going to be able to do this setup and just come back to it whenever he wants. He doesn't need him to be live for this. And he's going to knock out the first nuisance biker here. And now he should be able to lure the other guy pretty simply. Snail has opted to start as the DJ here. And this is right next to some club securities. Yeah, and he's going to grab the free club security that is here. And let's see here.
Yep,
I mean, he could go for the dealer immediately if he could grab a screwdriver on the way. I'm not quite sure what his thinking is.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what. Yeah, I think you're right. That's exactly where he's going. He's looking for a screwdriver somewhere.
All right, yeah, and I've been given confirmation. There is no time limit for the decider, so we will remove that timer for this. Thank you, timer. You served us well.
Yeah, cause like that would be that would be the route I'd go. I'd find the screwdriver, go and get the dealer set up, do the ISO with him, get him isolated, take his disguise, kill him, and then swap right back to that club security and then head on over.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is more than viable when it comes to this.
So
Snail,
I like the two different approaches again. The third map in a row, and we got 3 different approaches by both of these guys. It's very, very interesting.
Right. Yeah, and I you know, that's the thing, like, because I have my gut instinct of how I'd go about this. You have your gut instinct about how you'd go about this, but both players, obviously, there's not really a right or wrong way to do this, and so both players are just kind of taking it their own way.
The beauty of this game is just we get to see the different thinking by different great players.
Speaking of the different thinking, we have a guru grenade here by Snail. He's got some unfortunate timing with one of the wandering bikers over there. Thankfully, he doesn't get a peekaboo on him. Oh, but he does get seen doing the actual toss because the biker does spin around next to the fire barrel. That's frustrating. Oh, he was doing so well, but because it was an illegal item that he tossed as well, it was almost an instant spot.
That is just crazy. That is wow.
that puts you in such a bad spot.
Georgikens ripped as well, so we've got restarts on both sides here.
Yeah. At least it's still evenly matched, you know? I'd hate to see this this end with one person just blazing ahead of the other. But Snail's going to be following a similar route. He's grabbed his club security disguise. And Georgikens is working on getting his target isolated here.
And it is taking a little bit longer for this Georgikens route, but I feel like it's the safer route. Like seeing what Snail was doing with that emetic guru toss or trying to time it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that Georgikens this is a more consistent approach as well, you know. And now he's got him isolated. Sure, it takes him well over a minute and a half to actually get him like down, but it's not the end of the world, you know, because he's got that set up to come back whenever he wants.
And depending on the back and forth, because Snail just went where he started from, he got this club crew disguise, and now he's coming back over here.
Yeah.
Where from here, after this kill, he's going to have to go back and get the dealer, and then what exit are you taking after that?
Right, exactly. I mean, you could potentially take Rolf exits. That's not too far from there, but it's going to be interesting seeing where he goes. I'm curious with where he is right now. I think he's looking for a screwdriver.
Yeah.
While he's in the garage, he grabbed a hobby knife, and
there's a screwdriver over by between the fire barrel and where the guy working on the bike is, by the car battery.
That's got to be where he's thinking to go and grab one.
Yeah. And that's the only one I know of because I had to use it for a contract recently, so I had to find one.
Yeah. I think there's like almost every type of tool here in the biker
Yeah.
garage as well. Oh, and Snail's gonna get
Oh,
clipped by the camera over there
this
as
is
well.
getting really iffy in here for him. Wow.
I do like this disguise change though. This is gonna allow him to do this toss a little bit more legally.
Yes.
All right, and
Yes.
it's gonna depend on let's see where he goes. So he's got his silenced SMG. He's already if he gets lucky with where his target goes, then he should be able to get the silenced SMG. Yep, look, he's heading to the bathroom right now. I think he only managed to get him 6, so that was an
That
expert
is very
toss.
lucky. Very lucky. So yeah, if a couple Snail, if you just look to the just over in that area he was just looking, there's a screwdriver he can pick up.
Yeah, let's see if he grabs it on his way out. Or at least like takes a look around the garage just to make sure.
Oh well, man. Okay, and
So
switch disguises.
there's
Get
the
to that
wrench.
biker disguise
Yeah.
just to freely walk around. Yeah, there you go.
And I think he just saw it. He's got this enforcer here, unfortunately. He's going to do a toss distraction to hopefully get him to move away.
And Georgikens
There's the
is getting
screwdriver.
okay.
Yeah, Georgikens again. I mean, he doesn't have a kill down, and Snail does, but he does have that kill set up and good to go in a nice safe spot where he can take the club crew or the club security disguise right in. I'm liking his setup here, and especially with the restart from Snail back when, I think that gives him, with the 30-second in-game time lead, I think that gives him a significant spot right now. Because Georgikens has his screwdriver, and I think he does. If he can get this dealer to move into that back room, he can get his kill, dump the body, and then get out of there.
Yep.
And the dealer's in a not too comfortable spot for him to take this seeker shot. He got him. All right, excellent.
Very nice. Very nice shot. That was
dangerous, but
yeah.
he manages to pull it off quite nicely.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice little squeeze in between the bars there for the shot. Especially with that seeker too, because it's always got that little bit of, lift and drop that you got to worry about.
I was worried he had his screwdriver equipped, and I was pretty worried that he was actually gonna.
Getting a little worried. You're like, no.
Yeah, no, but he takes it nice and calm, and that is the screwdriver kill down as the dealer. Now he just has to grab a club security disguise, which he can grab for free if he so chooses, especially in this biker disguise. And then he's already got his target isolated. Snail is in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, this is going to be a close one because if he, like you said, if he goes and gets this disguise, runs upstairs and gets, because he's got the disguise set up upstairs for himself. Yep. So there he goes, grabbing it. Yep.
Snail is in a pretty good spot too. He's right next to his target. This is going to come down to the wire. This is very, very close.
Because I have a feeling Georgikens is probably going to exit either, biker exit or delivery guy, and then Snail probably is going to have to take that exit by the DJ booth. I think that's the one he's going to have, so that'll be just a race to the finish.
Yeah, and Snail does have both of his kills down now, and so now he just has to get himself to an exit. Georgikens has his kill conditions all set up. He is good to go. Doesn't change into the biker disguise.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to be heading to the food delivery bike, but this is so close, and I think Snail might be taking. I think he might be going to one of the farther exits just to be safe, and I think that's going to cost him because Georgikens is heading to the scooter now, and he's out.
He's right there. Yep. That's it. That's going to be it.
Wow. Yeah, if Snail had taken the risk and gone for one of the riskier, spicier exits, I feel like this result is different. But he chooses to play it safe, which is understandable. And
I don't know if we're doing photo finish, but Georgikens is at a 628, and depending on where Snail exits here.
Yeah, let's see what his final thing is.
That's gonna be wow. And like you said, they both different approaches, different setups, but look at the timing. Look at the time. Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
Snail pointing out he ran up to the exits, but Eclipse is going to give it to Georgikens, and that is going to be Georgikens
So
winning this
Snail's
match.
time was. I'm just curious. I want to see.
I
What
want to
Snail's
see,
time. I
yeah.
thought it was 6:28 as well.
He's still
Come
sitting
on,
on the
Snail.
challenge
Next
screen.
screen.
Let's see here.
Next screen, Snail. Switch over.
Let's see if I've messaged him. Let's see if he will. There he goes. Thank you, Snail. 6:20 is what he got.
Wow.
So very close.
Very.
But see, like almost the exact same time, but they started completely differently. You know, like that's fantastic.
So it looks like the point. So did Snail take that one then?
No. Oh shoot. I did the wrong thing.
Okay.
Apologies.
So Georgikens took it. Okay.
He did. Sorry.
No worries.
Was hovered over the wrong field. Apologies. Georgikens did win. This wasn't some 11th hour where we stole it for Agent Snail and Georgikens is out of the tournament. All right, let's take a look at the brackets and see how this shapes them up because
very good match there.
A fantastic match. So you can see on screen. I'm going to give this a refresh, see if it has been updated. It has not, but Agent Snail has been taken out of the tournament. Georgikens will move on to play the Observer in the semifinals. Opposite of that is Joker and Fanium, who are in the semifinals, who actually just last night played in the console finals for the SA race.
That
and there
SA
it is.
race,
There's the update. Georgikens has moved on. He'll face the Observer, and the winner of that is going to the finals. And then Joker J and Fanium, whoever wins that, is going to the finals for the second team.
That is a very spicy semifinal. Wow, Joker and Fanium. That's going to be very good.
This is a good looking bracket. Let me tell you,
Yep.
because there's some good names in the Hitmans. But yeah, I think that does it for us. Congrats to Georgikens, by the way.
Yep.
Like I mean, I feel like Snail has got to be kicking himself for a couple of the issues that he ran into on Paris. You know, he had it in the bag, and just that Snail toss, and then obviously Berlin. You know, I feel like Berlin was a toss up. That last Berlin, I don't think either player had it in the bag. Yep. It was even all the way through.
And like we were talking about throughout the match, those different approaches were just very, very entertaining to watch. There was just different setups, and I feel like Snail got his outfits set up and then did the kills, whereas Georgikens got his kills set up and then got the outfits.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a back and forth. It was very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for us. Bookie, thank you so much for joining me for this cast. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Gunther.
And best of luck with the rest of the tournaments. Contract Roulette, keep checking back, and we'll see you in the next one.